Hello, hello, good evening. Welcome to our fun, fit, and flow yoga. And we're going to be working with two props, two blocks, a blanket, a strap if you have it. Make sure you have some water, and we're going to go ahead and get started. So if you have blocks, you're going to use two, and just leave them out to the side of your mat for right now. We're going to have a seat on our mat. And just relax your shoulders. Thank you so much if you're joining us here live, and thank you so much for joining us online. We're looking forward to having a nice, relaxing hour together, so just turn off your phone, turn off any distractions, make sure your phone is not right there on your mat so you're not checking it all the time, and just relax on your mat. We're going to find seated posture, so just kind of take your edge of your sit bones and move that flesh out from the side. You can have your ankles crossed underneath you. You can also bring one foot up into half lotus where your ankle is all the way over on top of your femur bone. Or you can come into butterfly if that feels good, bringing the feet together. So just kind of notice what feels good for you tonight. Tadasana is another wonderful seated posture where your heel is all the way up near your pelvis and the other foot is kind of wrapping around your shin. We're going to use our hands to either open up and receive, or you can take your index fingers and thumbs into Jhana Mudra and bring your palms down for grounding. I'm going to breathe in and out through the nose. And just deep inhales. Soft, complete exhales. Long, full breath, lengthening through your spine. Exhaling everything out. A couple more cycles here. Begin to use your ujjayi breath. So you're going to place the tongue right at the back where the teeth meets the gums. Lips are closed, and you're going to feel the little space between the back of the throat so that the air is going to kind of swish around the back of the throat. It's going to sound kind of like the ocean. Some people call it a Darth Vader breath, so it kind of sounds like that Darth Vader sound, for those of you that have seen Star Wars. So you're going to hear that sound in the back of your throat. Couple more cycles here. Deep inhales and exhales. Let's make our way into child's pose today, coming into all fours. You're going to widen the knees, bring the toes to touch, and sit back, resting your hips on your heels. Let your head relax. Either the forehead is going to rest down, or you can turn your head to the side. You can keep your arms reaching forward, or you can scoop your arms all the way around your body and let your head drop. Let your chest begin to melt, and just gently roll the hips side to side, rocking slowly and just finding a little bit more restoration in your practice tonight. And then turning the head the other way if your head was turned. Let's reach forward. Come up. Bring your knees underneath you. Tuck your toes under. And we're going to press our hips back toward our heels and reach the arms forward. Let your head relax between your biceps. Head is totally relaxed all the way. You may or may not reach the floor, and that's okay, as long as you're relaxing through the head, neck, and shoulders. If your hips sit really high and you're not able to sit back onto your heels, you can place a blanket behind the backs of your thighs and sit back on that. Couple more breaths here in our active child's pose. Reach back, spread out your toes, so your pinky toe is trying to touch the mat. And then come back in. Hands, shoulders, knees, and feet are all in alignment here. And then we're going to inhale, rock ourselves forward into a kneeling plank, and then swoop around in a big circle back to child's pose. Inhale the same way, and then exhale, reverse that. Moving the hips and shoulders in a big circle. Inhaling into a kneeling plank, and then exhaling back. And switch. And back. And switch. And back. And then inhaling into all fours. Let's come into cat and cow breathing. So chakra vikasana, this stimulates all the energy points in the body. Inhaling into cow, lift the heart, lift the tail, squeeze the shoulders away from the ears. Then exhale everything out through the nose, round the back, tuck the head, curl the tail, press out all the breath. Good. Inhale, let's do that a few more cycles. Begin to roll the hips and shoulders and make this movement more organic. Feeling the sensuality of moving that energy. And exhaling it out. And coming back into a neutral spine. Let's reach the arms forward. Again, tuck your toes under. We're going to press back just briefly into our active child's pose. And then we're going to inhale right up into downward facing dog. But don't come into the shoulders and rock forward into all fours. We're going to use our core strength and lift the tailbone up. Go ahead and just pedal out the legs. Alternating, pressing out the heels. And just walk the dog. Let your head relax. Shake it out. Next breath in, lift the right foot, bend the knee and open the hip. Spread out the toes. Kick it back up and bring it down. And lift the left and open the hip. And kick it up and bring it down. And again, one more time through each side. Nice big extension. Spread out your toes toward the opposite side of the mat. Kick it up and bring it back, and then left foot lifts. Look underneath your left armpit. Spread out your toes. Bring your heel towards your right hip. Pick it up and bring it down. Let's walk hands and feet together. Find forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold in half. Head, neck, and shoulders totally relax. Finding the backs of the hands touching the earth. Come into ragdoll, or you can grab behind the backs of your Achilles tendons and pull your elbows behind your knees, tucking into a little ball. So you're coming into your forward fold. You can bend the knees to let your chest rest on your thighs, or you can lengthen and strengthen your hamstrings by straightening out the legs. If your hands don't touch your ankles or the ground, just simply grab opposite elbows, and that way the weight of your arms begin to traction the length in between each little vertebrae. Let's just gently rock wherever you're at. Exhale everything out. Let's do 2 more ah breaths. Either lifting a tiny bit, and then just go ahead and drop. And just stay there, or you can add a little lift. And then exhale. Let's do 1 more ah breath. Inhale. And drop it out. Slowly bend the knees. We're going to reach our arms up level with the shoulders and come into chair. Sinking down into Utkatasana. Reach up and then exhale back. Flowing up the arms. And back. And reach. And back. 2. Focal point is above the eye level. Last one. Reach all the way up standing. And then exhale, find your mountain pose. Relax the shoulders, pedal out the legs. And just ground down through the feet. Take a look at where your feet are. They're gonna just be right underneath the little bony pronations on the front of the hips. Lift your toes, and then you're gonna feel that bone beneath the big toe, that bone beneath the pinky toe, and just rock from the inside to the outside. Supinating and pronating. You might get what I'll call the Rice Krispie action, little snap, crackle, pop. And that's good. Just make those ankles begin to warm up, getting that menovial fluid moving. And then once you find that center between the sides of the feet, just pause there, still toes slightly lifted. And we're just gonna come forward, almost till your toes have to grip, until your hips have to bend and come back. Use your core, lean back. And do that a couple times. Notice if one foot dominates and tries to grip, or if you tend to come off center. Just don't judge yourself, it's just a simple exercise and balance. And so we're not hinging, but we're leaning. Kind of like, think about like the Titanic, you know, like, ah. So you're just leaning forward, almost like you're gonna go into airplane pose. And then come all the way back, and then notice when your toes just wanna grab. Just pause right there, and then just find that balance between the front and the back, and those two planes of energy. Let's reach up and flow with the arms, crisscross the top. We're gonna exhale and swish in front of the hips. Inhale all the way up, we're gonna bend halfway down, and then exhale, fold all the way in half, crisscross in front of your feet. Inhale, lift halfway up and sweep the arms back like airplane pose. And exhale, fold, crisscross in front of the feet. Let your head drop. Reverse swan dive, arms out, then up, crisscross the top. Exhale back to Tadasana. We'll do that again. Crisscross in front of the body, reach up. All the way down, crisscross in front of your feet. Halfway lift, throw the arms back. And fold, crisscross in front of the body. Intertwining the energy all the way up, out, and up. Crisscross the top. Exhale to Tadasana and cross in front of your body. Again, reach up. And slow all the way down. Your heart center leads. Cross underneath. Halfway lift, fly up. And fold, crisscross. Maybe change the hand that comes in front. All the way up. Reverse swan dive, soft knees. Head comes up last. Crisscross. Exhale in front of the body. And then release to Tadasana. And just hold here, toes are light. So maybe just again rock from side to side, front to back, and find those corners of your feet and ground. Spread out the fingers. So you're kind of in that anatomical position like that Michelangelo painting where, no, that's a Da Vinci painting. Oh, wow, get my Renaissance man totally mixed up. That was really bad. So yeah, so the Da Vinci man, you know, so you have that anatomical position where the palms are open, the tailbone is grounded, but you still have those natural curves to the spine. That's what you want to see in your mountain pose. And energizing through the fingers, and then pulling up through the crown of the head. And reach up. We're going to exhale, fold in half. Inhale back up into our chair. Arms come up straight out in front of the shoulders here. And then sink down. Heel toe, feet closer in this time. Just reach up, exhale, hands to our heart center. Inhale here, exhale, twist right. We're going to drop the elbow to either the inside or the outside knee, and then go ahead and even up your feet and your knees. Turn your head out to the right, and you can take a fist here in the top hand and push down, or you can let your hands have prayer hands. Now, ideally, you're going to push all the way until your prayer hands are right at the center of your sternum, and you're looking up and over the right shoulder. Otherwise, you can use your hand to push a little bit more. You can have your elbow on the inside of your knee, but notice if the knees are separating. Use your core strength here. If you'd like to open up the arms and fly. Exhale, back to heart center, back to chair. Reaching up, flow with the arms. Exhale back. One more. Use your Ujjayi breath. 2. Inhale all the way to standing. And find your mountain pose. Either hold here or flow with your breath. Knees are soft. Exhale out. Deep belly breath. Exhaling, hands come back to our heart center. Find your focal point. And then bring the feet and knees even. They may or may not touch, but they're even with each other. And sit down into your chair. Breathe in, lift a tiny bit. Then exhale, settle down. Twist left. Right elbow either drops to the inside or the outside knee. Now again, notice that the knees want to separate. So even them up and then push down with the heel of your hand or your fist. And twist and open through the shoulder. As you breathe in, expand. As you exhale, squeeze and let everything out. Option to open the arms and fly. Fingers wide. Back to the heart. Inhale, back to standing. And flowing with our breath back to Tadasana. Feet or hip distance apart. Now hip does not mean you're out here, right? Our hips are only as big as the bones, so your heel's going to be right beneath those bones as well. Let's go ahead and flow with the breath. 2 more breaths here. Reaching all the way up. And fold. And find either ragdoll. You can find halfway lift. If you have allergies or high or low blood pressure that's not treated, you want to keep your head above your heart. You can find opposite elbows, forming that little frame, that picture frame. Or you can, again, hug in a little tighter and coming into Uttanasana. Let your head relax. Deep, full breath. Let's take 3 ha breaths. Inhale. And exhale with the mouth. 2 more. One more time. We're going to touch the ground. Sink the hips down. We're going to inhale, look forward, coming into monkey pose. Breathing here. Go ahead and step back to our kneeling plank. Kneeling plank to child's pose, 3 breaths on your own. Just exhaling back and around. And then rolling the hips and shoulders forward and then the other way. And just using that really sensual flow and movement. 2, and then a full complete cycle. Last one. And we're going to pause in our child's pose. Take a moment to towel off. Hydrate. You need to hydrate here. And finding either the arms reaching forward. You can find your active child's pose with your toes tucking under, hands reaching forward, elbows off the ground. Or you can find your wide knee child's pose. Toes to touch. Arms can even reach around the body and let your head rest. Breathe here. In out the nose. Take a moment to grab a drink. So reach forward. Come up with straight arms. Tuck your toes under, so we're in all fours. Again, push back into your active child's pose. So your toes are about shoulder width, your hands are about shoulder width, elbows are off the ground. Make sure when you do reach forward, your hands stay on your mat. Because a lot of times I see students way up here, and then your fingers are off the mat. So when you're in your active child's pose, one of my teachers, Kumar Palana, he would tell me this is our measurement. So in Eastern Yoga, this is the measurement for your Surya Namaskar, your sun salutation. So you're not going to really have any. This is like where your hands and your feet are going to always be in your warrior, in your down dog, in your child's pose. So that's where they're going to stay. So really kind of get to know where your hands and your feet are binded. This is Hasta Bandha and Pada Bandha. Spread out those fingers. You want to take and ground to that L shape between your index finger and your thumb, making kind of a starfish with your hands. Use your core, push back with your belly button towards your thighs, and come up to your downward facing dog. And then just walk the dog for a moment here, pedaling it out. And breathe. Inhale, lift the right leg. Bend the knee, open the hip. Pick it up and bring it down. And switch. And open. And kick. And down. One more time through each side. Use your breath. Look underneath your right arm. Keep your arms strong and straight. Bring it down. And switch. And open. Pick it up. And bring it down. Let's walk hands and feet together. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold in half. Head, neck, and shoulders relax. Take a moment to towel off if you need to here. Let's take a reverse swan dive, nice and slow. All the way up. Head comes up very last. Find your mountain pose. And relax the shoulders. Spread out the fingers. Breathe here. Let's reach the arms straight up. Palms are going to reach toward each other, but they're not touching. They're just about shoulder width apart, and you have a focal point that's about eye level. Spreading out the toes, again, finding that grounded energy through the bottoms of the big toe, the base of the pinky toe, and the center of the heels. Let's interlock the fingers. You can let your index finger come into our Vira Mudra if you like. Breathe here. We're going to lean out to the left. If you feel anything in your low back that's twinging at all, just bring your left hand down and rest it on your thigh. If you still feel it, you can bring your right hand to your heart. So leaning out a little further, push into the edge of your right foot. To deepen, you can bring your feet together. To deepen still, you can interlock the hands, press the palms together, and reach. Full deep breath. Coming back up. Find your mountain pose. Feet are shoulder width. Breathe here. Let's flow with the breath. 3 breaths in. And out. And reach. And out. Crossing in front of your body. Weaving that midline of the body back and forth. Literally weaving our energy into the cosmos. Keep the knees fairly soft. So you're not locking your knees. Reach up, palms face each other. Now roll the shoulders back and down so that the shoulders are not getting pinched up by the ears. Again, kind of rock forward and back and find that balance. And then the side to side of the feet. If you'd like to take that mudra here, it's basically just like the little Charlie's Angel gun. And so we're just reaching up toward the heavens and we're going to lean out to the right. We're going to modify here at first by just starting with the hand on the thigh. Sliding it down. Push into the razor edge of your left foot. You might stay here, or you can bring your hand to your heart. Notice anytime you reach away from your low back, it's going to create more of a lever, so it creates the option to maybe twinge it. So you want to be real careful with that. Reaching up, interlock the fingers, come into your full crescent stretch option to bring the feet together. Exhale out, push down through your feet, lift up and out through your armpit. Breathe in, come up, and find your mountain pose. And just relax here, pedal out the shoulders, pedal out the legs and roll out the shoulders. And then just shake it out. Let's reach all the way up. Keep the hands down by the sides. We're going to step left foot back, coming into a balance. So soften the right knee, get kind of buoyant in the knee. I'm going to breathe in and kick the leg back, and exhale, lean forward, coming into airplane pose. Let your head relax. Turn our hands to our heart. Flex the back heel, so toe now faces the ground, heel faces the back. And we're going to reach forward into Warrior 3 as an option. For 5, 4, 3, 2, step to mountain pose, and 1. Release here, hold. Now just feel the imbalance of energy. Temptation is to really move around a lot. I want you to kind of feel that where you have worked one side of the body. So now we're going to do the other side. So reaching out, let's take a forward fold. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, lift halfway, hands to shins, Ardha. Halfway, and then fold all the way. Uttanasana, reverse swan dive all the way up. And then find again Tadasana, our mountain pose. And energize those fingers. Find that balance, front to back, side to side. Knees are soft. And then stepping right foot back. Just take a small stance. We're just coming onto the ball of the foot. I'm going to turn this way for you so I can see you guys and you can see me from the side here. And then exhale back. And kick the foot up, point the toe. Begin to lean forward as you lift. Imagine you just sailing off into the air with wings, tail. Let's bring our hands to our heart. Now soften your knee a little bit. Flex your foot into dorsiflexion. And then add your reach, coming into warrior three. If you step out, just come back into one, step to mountain pose. Bring your focal point back out, reach up. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Fold in half, exhale. Let's come into monkey pose and look forward. So finding our breath here. We're going to move into gorilla. So we're going to take our two peace fingers, we're going to hook them around the inside of our toes. Our palms are going to face each other. Lift up a little bit and maybe bring your feet a little wider. Take those two peace fingers, hook them around your big toe, and then fold in half. Keep your knees bent. Let your head drop out. Now you can drop down into monkey pose and look forward. And then exhale into your full gorilla, Tadasana. And pull yourself deep into your posture. You want to just continue to flow, breathing in, exhale, folding in half. You want to continue to deepen, step on your palm of your hand. If you have rings on, you can turn them to the inside if they're in the way. And bring your toes all the way to your wrist joint, curling your toes in and press into your heels. Now soften those elbows and use your toes to peel away the stress from your collarbones and your shoulders. Take 3 hollow breaths wherever you're at. Breath in. 2 more. Shake it out. Big breath. Let those shoulders really relax. Let's go ahead and step back into all fours. And come into your cat and cow breathing. Feel the breath move through the body. Flowing with the breath. Squeezing the breath out into your cat, looking at the navel. Inhale, rolling the shoulders. Looking at the sky. Exhale, moving the hips side to side. Inhaling into cow. Exhale, and we're going to scoot our knees out to the side. Come into seated and bring your feet forward. So we'll come into a balance here. Take a moment to hydrate. If you haven't, please do. Now from here, again, kind of move the sit bones so you can feel them reach the ground. Feel free to towel off if you need to, because it's mighty humid today here in Texas. I don't know about y'all, wherever y'all are at, but we're sweating here. We're sweating. We need some sweet tea. So we'll come on to our tippy toes. Let the shoulders drop open. Fingertips can come back by your hips at first. So we're coming into Navasana, but a super modified pose for this. If you have your blocks, Go ahead and bring them in front of your toes and stack 1 or 2 up. Now, a lot of times in Navasana, our hip flexors are like, power, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna hold you there, you know? So really we wanna focus on using our core, because that's usually where most of us want the work, right? The hip flexors do a lot. We walk, we run, you know, we do all this stuff. And so the hip flexors are like, I'm gonna do this. You know, you're like, no, I'm gonna ask you to not. So please don't. So to turn the hip flexors off, we're gonna place our heels on the blocks. And they're not gonna turn all the way off, but they're gonna calm down. So then bring your hands, just fingertips, behind the back of your hamstrings, kind of like underneath your knee joint. Now pull your belly button in. This is where you lengthen and broaden through your shoulders. So you're not curling forward, but we're expanding and opening. And then just begin to lean back. We're gonna kind of slightly dorsiflex the heels since they're on the blocks there. Do you want to block there? Okay. You want 1 or 2?
1's fine.
Or 2? Okay, catch. All right. Flying blocks. This is YouTube circus yoga. So when you come in, then you can use your heels to adjust your posture and then lean back a little more and lift up and out. So if the heels were here and you were holding yourself, those hip flexors have to do all the work. So go ahead and bring them back down and expand a little more. Maybe add your arms. Use your core, spread out the fingers, maybe lift all the way up. So this is your Ardha Navasana. So half of your body is in Navasana. The other half is resting, kind of resting. Still fairly active, but not as active as it would be if your legs were extended, right? So we're kind of activating half at a time. Let's go ahead and come back, release. Now we're going to do kind of the other half. So what we're just going to do is 1 leg at a time. The full posture, but we're just going to extend 1 arm, 1 leg. So this is another way to do Ardha Navasana. We're just holding on, just with the fingertips behind that back of that leg, and coming into the full posture, but just half of the body. And we're switch. So it's really setting up our body for really good muscle memory. So when you do come into the full posture, you can hold it. So right now we're just doing opposite hand. There we go. I got myself mixed up by doing the opposite. And sometimes it's funny because some days you're like trying to do opposite, and then you keep doing the same leg. And you're like, what is going on? Like the whole, you know, walking and crawl versus crawling thing. So if you want to go for the whole posture, you can lean back a little bit more and extend. Now the hands can remain behind the back of your legs. They can be forward or up. For 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. And let's go into butterfly and just let those hip flexors relax. Isn't that fun? Yeah. And breathe. Let's come into a heart-opening butterfly. So again, fingertips, kind of a good tent behind your body. About a foot from your tailbone, and then squeeze those shoulder blades together. We're kind of throat lock. Lift up and out through the solar plexus, and then Jalanda Harabandha, locking that throat. So we're containing the energy from root to throat. Try to squeeze the pelvic floor muscles. Ladies, this is like you're doing a Kegel, so you're lifting the perineum in and up. For guys, what the guys say is that it's like stepping into a pool of cold water, so that just tightening up feeling. Now you can stay here in Jalanda Harabandha. Still keep your root lock. Feel free to let the head drop back, adjust your arms, and come into a heart opening butterfly. And breathe. Breath in, breath out, and coming forward, go ahead and hold on to the feet. And back the legs, and breathe. Find your focal point on the earth, and then we're going to move into a forward fold butterfly. If you have your blocks, just bring them underneath the outside edges of your knees and thighs. So that way you are filling up the gap between your leg and the ground. That allows the ligaments and all the deeper tendons and the deeper muscles to start to relax a little bit. And then I invite you to move your heels a little further from your pelvis than you normally do in butterfly, and that creates a little more space. So holding on to either your ankles or your feet or your shins, or you can wrap a strap around your feet or a towel. Lift up, and then bring your elbows out to the side and pull your heart center towards your big toes. You can use your elbows to kind of push down on your calves, and let your head drop out and shake it up side to side. Take a tiny lift, and then fold a little deeper. You can adjust how far your hips are from your heels. You may scoot yourself back a little bit, lift a little bit more, and then fold all the way. If you want to take a mudra, you can take prayer hands, resting your thumb on your third eye if you're folded all the way. Still keep that bind to your feet. That's super important. When we get really relaxed, the feet tend to fall open, but we're binding the energy, so that's super important to keep that bind wherever you're at. Breathe here. Let's reach our left arm up, walking up. Grab your right knee, and then reaching the right hand to the sky. And just breathe into the sacrum, right between the top of the pelvis and the tailbone. Go over your right shoulder, maybe twist a little further. Set that hand into a half bind. And maybe reach around and catch your thigh and look behind you. Or anywhere that your hand lands is perfect. Pull against your knee. Reach up. Exhale back to a folded butterfly. Coming down and relaxing. And back up. Then we're going to reach right hand to left knee. Left hand comes up. And then pull your right elbow toward the ground as you twist. Breathe into those traps. Releasing the shoulders, releasing the hips. Take that half bind. Maybe reach around and grab your thigh. And then let the head just be relaxed. Unwind, reach up. All the way, both hands. And exhale, hands back to our heart. Let's go ahead and bring our feet forward and come into staff. So this is Tadasana. Fingertips by the side. Go ahead and scoot your props out. I'm just holding here. Take a few breaths. Find your focal point. Your deep ujjayi breathing. And right from here, we're just going to roll down into not easy seated. We're rolling into knees to chest. All the way down, and then just gently rock and hug side to side, just massaging your body with that little rocking action. So move any props out of the way, and just roll in little circles, and then back, little circles, and then back. And let's come up into legs up the wall. So the heels are pressing toward the sky, hands are resting by the sides. If you feel like you need to hold onto your hammies, then go ahead and sit on your hands. You're gonna make a little mudra here, downward facing triangle, the yoni mudra, and set that right down beneath your sacrum. Fingertips come together underneath your tailbone. See if you can spread out those toes. Create a lot of space between the toes. Those nice yogi toes. And then point. And flex, spread out those toes. And then point. And then flex, spread out those toes. And let's hug our knees into our chest. And then we're just going to massage the feet. You can come into butterfly here. Massaging the bottoms of the feet, your toes, massage your heels, squeezing. Just quick little squeezing motions here. And again, hug the knees into your chest. So extend the right leg and let it rest down to the bottom of your mat. Now we're going to take the arms out wide like a T. Scoot yourself onto your mat to center yourself. And we're going to tuck our toes underneath the right knee and roll out to the right side. Let the arms drop out like a big wide T, palms up, in that symbol of receiving. And then look out to the left. To complete your twist, relax your shoulders onto the ground and close your eyes. And breathe. Just wringing out anything that no longer serves you. Embracing the new. Embracing your highest self. Squeezing out those things that do not support your highest path. Sometimes that's painful. Sometimes that's lonely. But you emerge on the other side so much greater. Let's come back in, hug in, keep your eyes closed down, massage in little circles. Let's make a figure eight this time with the knees. Side to side, and then switch. And go ahead and extend the right leg. I'm going to tuck the toes under. Oh, excuse me, we did that side, right? So whatever side you didn't do. Arms open wide like a T, and then twist out. Left leg is straight, right toes are tucked under. And then look all the way out to the right. Palms roll open. Arms relax. If you're holding onto your knee, I invite you to knot and just let your arms drop out. You have some props next to you, so tuck something underneath your knee to support it if you need some support there, if it's not staying, or if your foot feels like it's just kind of hovering in mid-air. And then close the eyes. We're going to squeeze out anything on this side that no longer serves our highest path. Breathing in to our highest self. Breathing in. What are you grateful for right now? And exhale out, being thankful just for this breath. A couple more breaths here, just twisting and softening and relaxing. As you exhale, release anything that you need to release and just let it go. Turn your palms down and just give it to the earth. Release it out. We're going to come back to our center. Hug it in. Come into happy baby. So again, take our peace grip between the big toe and the second toe. Palms are facing each other. And then bring your heels up toward the sky. Our knees are going to drop down toward our underarms. And we're just gently going to rock. If your hands don't reach there, you can grab your shins, or if you have pants on, you can grab your pant legs. You can also cup the forefingers around your pinky toe side. Your elbows are going to be on the insides of your knees, okay? And then just relax your tailbone, lower down to the ground. If your feet start coming together, bring them apart so that they're about twice as wide as your hips. And then begin to drop those knees down toward your underarms. And breathe. You can gently rock side to side here. Bring our feet together into butterfly. Bind the feet and then just lower down. Let the feet touch. And again, we're taking that yoni mudra. So the index finger thumbs come together to make a triangle. I'm going to place that downward facing triangle. Fingertips touch the pubis, so that's that bony pronation on the top of the pubic bone. And then the thumbs come together underneath the navel. Now the elbows might want to remain high, so just relax the arms down. Bring your nose to center. And close your eyes. Deep, full breath. And see if you can feel your hands begin to lift. Maybe your thumbs separate on the inhale. Breathe all the way into your low belly. And then exhale the hands. Lower back down. The air releases. And just continue this wave of breath. Relax your shoulders. Just hug our knees into our chest. Big hug. And we're going to come all the way into our final relaxation, extending the legs all the way out. Let your shoulders relax. And breathe. In and out through the nose. As you lay there, I'm going to play the crystal bowl for you. And so just let yourself absorb this healing vibration, resetting the frequency in your body. Grateful for in your life, finding that joy, finding that appreciation. You may not be naming off things, you may just have that general feeling of joy and appreciation. Bringing that feeling into your body, into your being, attracts more and more of those feelings, until you're just completely immersed and living in that feeling of joy and appreciation. And staying with that feeling, gently come into easy seated, rolling onto your side. Come to face each other. Bring our hands to our heart. We'll end with an Om. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Glad you were here. Thank you so much for joining us on our channel. You can find more on our website at yogaforlove.com. Good night.